So while you are healthy and strong, is the time to develop faith. Is the time to raise your altar. Is the time to have your testimonies like those we are hearing. Is the time to test your faith. Are you hearing me? Yeah, we always say soldiers are trained during the time of peace. Are you getting that? Yeah. You do the same. You train your faith in the time of peace, not in the time of trouble. That's not the time to put your faith together. You are a student. This is the time to start learning to trust God, to start learning to put your faith in God. Why? Not when you finally graduate, then that's when now you want to put faith together for that dream job, that dream company. That's too late. While you are in first year, start speaking and prophesying. Are you getting that? Why? Because life is spiritual. Are you getting me? You see, you've got to know. You've got to know. Now, when I explain this, don't look out to say, anytime I find I'm dealing with an old man, then I know to say it has gone spiritual. No! Satan doesn't have physical description. Are you hearing me? Yes! You see, because the days of thinking witchcraft is about old women and old men are long gone. Are you getting me? Yeah. Witchcraft is not about the poverty-stricken old men and old women. No. Don't make that mistake. Witchcraft is a spirit. Are you getting that? And the spirituality of witchcraft is that witchcraft is a rank in the spiritual environment. And as a Christian, you are of a higher ranking. And what is required is for you to know how to play your cards. And you play your cards according to what God has described and shown us. Because there are things that witches do that make them to have that ranking where they can dominate physical men. What are the things that God requires you to do? What are the things that God requires you to do? Are you hearing me? Yeah. You hear about stories, how you find even for them to gain certain status and rank, you find they have to go beyond certain sacrifices. Yes, they have to make higher and more delicate sacrifices. I heard of a story of a woman. It was actually in the Rhapsody. I think I shared with you guys repeatedly some years back. That woman that joined this group, they were in a group and she had 3 other friends of hers. And in their group of witchcraft, they would make sacrifices. They would make sacrifices to see what they wanted to see around them in their prosperity and business and all that. Then came one day, the friends sacrificed their children. And now they asked her to say, it's your turn now to sacrifice your daughter. And she had a daughter that was out of the country. And now that made her now feel like, I can't do it. And she decided to call that daughter. And she told that daughter to say, I belong to this group. I'm sorry. I never told you. But it's now my turn to sacrifice. And I need to sacrifice you. And the daughter was not in the country. The daughter was living in another country. And the woman said to her daughter to say, but I don't want to do it. She said to her daughter to say, during this point, she gave her the date because they had already planned to say, this is how we were going to kill that daughter of this woman. So she told the daughter to say, on such and such a day, we will come in through this main entrance, through the door. She said we'll come in as 3 insects following each other. 3 little insects following each other. She said the insect in front, then the insect in the middle, and then the insect at the end. She told her daughter to say, I'll be the one in front. And she told the daughter to say, kill the second insect and kill the third one. And on the appointed day, because the daughter had been told by the mother, she was waiting and she was looking at that living room door. And truly, she noticed 3 insects under the door came in, following each other. And then she remembered what her mother had told her. And she got something to use, and she killed the second insect, and she killed the third one. And after she had done that, when she got in touch with her mother, who is back in the country where the mother was residing, she was told to say 2 of her friends' mothers had died suddenly. Are you getting that? The spirituality of life. 2 of her friends' mothers had died. I'm trying to show you that the things that we do, when we give to God, we are not giving to a man. Look at what the king of Moab did. He made an offering, and it was a precious offering. It's like when you give. When you see some of our brethren give the way they give, you may think they have more. No. It's the understanding that giving is God's proven way to establish your righteousness. Because you see, look at what men do for money. It tells you where you're giving and where your money stands in the place of importance. I mean, human beings will kill for money. Very few things that human beings will do. So when you see some of our brethren give the way they are giving, it's not because there's more left. No, because that's a mistake at times than one may think. Obviously they have more left. It's not like that. You see, I'm trying to show you, to say, when it comes to walking with God, you have to know that your faith in God will at times make you pass through places where even you will know to say, there is but just between me and God. Because your faith will be tested, like God tested the faith of Abraham. He says, Abraham, give me thy son, thine only son. Because walking with God, you've got to know that it's a walk of faith. Are you getting that? It's a walk of faith. It's a walk of faith. Going and growing to the multiples that God wants us to come to requires us to grow. Now, what is the blessing of giving? The blessing of giving is the grace that giving brings in your life. Why? Because, you see, giving is a measure and a quantity of growth. If you look at those that are ahead of you in giving to God, you'll notice even their spirituality is always higher. Because it takes faith to give. That means one way for you to know your spiritual balance is to watch your giving. When you notice your giving with God is becoming shaky, when you notice you are having hesitation to do the things God wants you to do, you notice that even your walk of faith takes a similar dimension.